I'm going to start with you, Ramón. I was reading this all came about from a photo. So what was was that how this idea originated? You saw a photograph.
Sí, la imagen de una foto en realidad no, la imagen que teníamos de un accidente de coche que Gema y yo durante muchos años estuvimos dando vueltas a un accidente de coche en el que había un grupo de chicos jóvenes y empezamos a darle vueltas a qué podíamos contar a raíz de esa imagen. Y nos interesó mucho contar al final cómo era la vida de estos chicos antes del accidente, después del accidente y cómo a lo largo de los años su vida iba a cambiar.
Yeah, it was not actually a picture. It was like an image both Gema and I did have about the accident this group of young people are having after a party. And, well, how, after this image, what we can tell about this story, tell story about this. And it is about their life prior to the accident, after the accident, and how their lives as adults evolve.
And my next question was for Gema. I was going to ask, I mean, this is an incredible ensemble with a huge myriad of brilliant Latin talent. Do you think, this series is many things, but at its core, does it feel like a real celebration of what that part of the world has to offer?
Fue una de las cosas más importantes para nosotros, precisamente poner en valor el talento latino al nivel de otros shows, ¿no? Internacionales. Hemos hecho un viaje muy interesante desde shows en España, conectando en esos shows con toda Latinoamérica. Tenemos todos algo en común, ¿no? Y creo que esta sinergia entre estos países con el mismo habla, creo que eso lo puede hacer avanzar y crecer nuestro audiovisual.
Yes, it is about the value, how the Latin American talent is worth, and putting it at the same level of other international shows. We started in Spain and then the whole Latin America, and we found that they have these commonalities, these similarities, the synergy of sharing the same language. And this is what we wanted to convey, to show to the world.
And Gideon, I was going to come to you next. I mean, I've been to Miami once, and I thought this show captured that Miami that I saw on my trip more so than most other films or shows that I see. How important an element is that for you to get that authenticity right? Because I'm a Londoner, I can always tell when someone creates
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. We put a big emphasis on it. Miami is a character in our show, and we wanted to show not the glitzy, kind of more tacky beach vibe that everybody is like very identified, the stereotype, the cliche of Miami. We wanted to show where real people work, where real people live. We, when we were scouting, we found ourselves in Little Havana, in Hialeah, in Brickell, which some places that are, not as delicious to film and photograph because it's not the eye candy that the beach shows, but it's the real thing. And that's the Miami we wanted to bring to this show.
And Ramón, I was going to ask you next. I mean, when I was growing up, it felt like I didn't have access to shows from around the world, shows in Spanish, French shows, German shows. But thanks to streaming sites at the moment, like Apple, Netflix, whoever, it feels like now that these shows and these series are being accessible to anyone around the world. How important has it been for shows not in the English language, the rise of streaming kind of services like Apple?
A ver, es maravilloso el que podamos ver series de otros lugares del mundo que antes no podíamos ver, porque eso nos estamos influenciando unos a otros y estamos creciendo a un ritmo brutal ahora, narrativamente hablando, porque podemos ver series de Sudáfrica, podemos ver series de Argentina, podemos ver series de Israel, sobre todo de Israel, muchas de Israel. Y era porque antiguamente yo recuerdo que a Gema y a mí, cuando empezamos a trabajar juntos hace 15 años, o más.
O menos, porque tenemos 20.
Sí, nos enviaban un DVD con 2 capítulos de series del mundo. Y lo recibíamos y era maravilloso, porque eran los 2 capítulos de una serie del mundo que podíamos ver. Ahora un chico de 18 años puede ver cualquier serie de cualquier lugar del mundo. Y creo que no tanto nuestra generación, pero sí creo que en las generaciones posteriores se va a notar una gran influencia de la multiculturalidad.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really amazing because we are we have now access to global series, and they are having an influence. They are helping us to grow, to develop ourselves. We can now have access to series from South Africa, from Israel, in particular Israel, Argentina, for example. And I recall Gema and I, we have been working like for 15 years, more or less, because we are only 20 today. And back then, we only received a DVD with 2 chapters from international series. And it was amazing, and we wanted to learn more about it. But today, for example, an 18-year-old guy can have access to this international series, and it will not for this generation. Perhaps future generations will help us understand what is the result of all this today.
Brilliant. Yeah, I completely agree. Long may it continue. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, and best of luck with the
Thank
release.
you.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that
yeah.
from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.